Yo, we got a few questions for these NBA coaches who pick the All-Star reserves because I'm not really sure they're watching the same game as us. And look, I know it's a really tough decision with all the talented people in the league, especially the Western Conference, such as Damian Lillard, Nikola Jokic, Russell Westbrook, and Jimmy Butler, but you're here to tell me that there were players who deserved it more than Devin Booker? The fifth-year combo guard has proved himself to be an established scorer in the league, and since last season he's proved himself to be an effective playmaker as well. On the year, Booker is averaging 27.1 points, 4 rebounds, and 6.5 assists. However, these scoring numbers, in my opinion, aren't even the most impressive part of his game. It's his percentages. On a whopping 18 shots per game, Booker is shooting a very efficient 51% from the field. On 5.3 3-point attempts per game, he's shooting about 37% from the 3-point line. And on about 7 free throw attempts per game, he's shooting about 92% from the free throw line. And on top of this, Booker is 10th in the league in win shares with 4.2 per game, and he's also 13th in the league in offensive box plus minus at 4.2 per game as well. So what you mean to tell me is that a guy who plays 36 minutes per game, is 8th in the league in points per game, 19th in assists per game, and boasts a true shooting percentage of 63.4% is not going to be named an All-Star? There has to be something wrong here. There are only 2 reasons that I could see Booker not being selected for an All-Star for, and the first one is defense. Booker is definitely known more for his offense than defense. I mean, looking at the advanced stats, Booker is definitely not one of the best defenders in the league. He has a defensive rating of 113, meaning he gives up 113 points per 100 possessions. And if you look at his defensive box plus minus, it's at a minus 1.9 as compared to his offensive box plus minus, which is a 4.2. These numbers show that there is clearly a discrepancy between Booker's offensive game and his defensive game to the point where sometimes his bad defense offsets his great offense. However, one thing to note is that these defensive stats are also the best he's had in his young career, meaning he is playing the best defense he can at this point of time. And if you look at the game film now compared to last season or even previous seasons, you can see that Booker has actually improved a lot on defense. He doesn't get beat back doors as often, even though it does happen from time to time, and he's also able to stay in front of his man and cut off the first move. The counter moves though, he still has to work on that because he gets blown by from time to time, but he is a very serviceable defender as of now. And the second and final thing that I could think of as to why Booker was not selected to the All-Star team is actually the biggest reason I think he wasn't picked, and it's because of his team success or his lack of team success. The Suns are currently 11th in the Western Conference with a 20-27 record, but they are only 3.5 games back from the 8th seed, meaning making the playoffs is not out of the question. Looking at the Suns' offensive rating, they are currently 16th in the league with an offensive rating of 110. But to be honest, Devin Booker has been carrying a fair share of that load, along with Kelly Oubre, who has been a good surprise this season. In fact, they're actually a pretty good offensive team, scoring 113.1 points per game, which is good for 10th in the league. The big issue lies in their defense. Currently, the Suns give up 113.5 points per game, which is good for only 20th in the league. And on top of this, they only average 34 defensive rebounds per game, which is also good for 20th in the league, meaning that they can't really secure defensive rebounds, leading to more offensive possessions for the opponents. The Suns are also just 29th in the league, second to last in blocks per game with 3.9. However, in steals per game, they fare pretty averagely at 7.8 steals per game, which is good for 13th. It's clear that the Suns need to work on their defense all around, a bit on the perimeter, but mostly on the big man side. Clearly, they need better big men. Currently, they have DeAndre Ayton and Aaron Baines, who are solid shot blockers, but they're not very good perimeter defenders, meaning they're not very switchable. They're more of a traditional big man in that sense. They should target guys such as Nerlens Noel, who will definitely give them that rebounding and defensive presence they need, maybe even a Daniel Tice from the Boston Celtics. And on the perimeter, they should target a guy like Lonzo Ball, who has been in trade rumors to the Suns all season. He will definitely give them the defensive boost that they need. But in summary, Devin Booker did not get selected to the All-Star team because of his team's success. I think it's time for the Phoenix front office to get him some help and finally help him make the playoffs for the first time in his 5-year career. I think the All-Star game should also be based on player ability and not team success. It is the All-Star game and everyone wants to see the most exciting players on the court. Would you rather see Chris Middleton or would you rather see Devin Booker? Thank you very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit the like button if you liked it, hit the subscribe button, and turn on post notifications so you know when I upload next. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day or night wherever you are.